Got some vinyls, guys. Wolf by the Creator. And call me if you lost. Something like that. Anyway, it has nothing to do with the video. Maybe. It kind of does. Um, Kind of does have to do with the video. I'm just starting my new vinyl collection. A new one. I didn't even have one, another one to begin with. I'm just starting one, as you can see. But where I'm going with this is that I'm just starting to learn that expression is okay. Starting to learn that being me, being human, is perfectly fine. Growing up, I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. If you know, you know. Greenbelt, to be exact. And let's just say, if you weren't the status quo, you weren't really nothing. I moved out of there in my freshman year of high school. I'm going to my junior year of college now. I'm on for real. But that's just to lay the foundation. Um, they have this word over there that it kind of fries me every time I hear it. Anyway, sorry guys, I wasn't meant to be paying attention to my phone. Um, I used to love doing a lot of things that were very, let's just say, untraditional. I used to love climbing rocks, playing outside, you know, soccer, soccer, point blank period. There's a lot of soccer players out there. I'm not even lie. Anyway, you can get back to, you know, um, I used to just love, bro, caterpillars. I am a huge, huge caterpillar person. Like, you can ask my mom, ask my older brother. Like, yo, every time I went outside, I was looking for a caterpillar. But you used to call me champ. What does that mean exactly? Well, I didn't know what it meant. I used to think they was calling me champion. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm the champion for real. Like, I'm out here, like, where my trophy at? But then I realized they was calling me corny, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not corny. I don't want to be corny. You know, you were young, you want to be one of the cool ones. You're like, I'm not corny. So I immediately packed all that stuff up, and I started to do what everybody else was doing. I started to, you know, I didn't sag my pants. Got Liberian pants. What I look like walking inside the house with my pants sagging. But nah, I started changing up my music taste. You know, I started to do a lot of things that wasn't me. I started to limit myself in expression. I started to limit the humanity in me. I started to limit the craftsmanship that God laid on me. And I don't want to say it's my biggest regret, but I didn't know any better, so I can't really do too much. Um, I started to do a lot of things, but almost, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell that story one later. But um, I really changed up everything because of one person that's human, just like me, by the way, called me corny. Called me corny. And right after that, I changed up everything. Every single thing. I tore down the foundation. I tore down everything. Why? Because I wanted to fit in. Who didn't want to fit in? You know, growing up in an area where you see a lot of people that look like you, but don't really embrace the uniqueness in themselves. At least that's what I was seeing. Many people may see this and may look at it different, you know, but that's just my experience. Um, and honestly speaking, it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just be them. I'm just going to be who they want me to be. I'm gonna start to change up my core values. I started to do a lot of these things. Now, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? From that one comment, I told myself that I wasn't enough. From that one comment, I told myself that, you know, who you are now will never amount to what they deem is great in this so-called society that was so used to seeing. From that one comment, I changed up who I was entirely and started to be someone that I didn't know. That someone that I didn't know became someone that I got so comfortable with that I even forgot who I truly, truly was. I got to a point where You know, I wasn't just doing it for goal points. I was doing it for survival. I was doing it just so they can see that, hey, I'm one of y'all. It's okay. I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones. But in all seriousness, that I think was one of the biggest. Ah, I don't know. One of the biggest things in my life where I look back and I'm like, dang. I mean, it shaped me into who I am today, so I can't really shame on that. But as I left Prince George's County and started to, I moved to Frederick County. Um, I started to see a lot of different things. I started to see a lot of, you know, different people, different personalities, different styles, different, and I was just like, what is this? Like, this is not what I'm used to. This is y'all are weird, you know. Mind you, somebody told me I was weird. Somebody told me I was champ, and I took that to heart. I changed up everything. Now I'm seeing people actively be themselves. I'm like, y'all are weird. Do you see how this plays into, this cycle that we sometimes that I see within the black community? I feel like as young men we get told to act a certain way, be a certain way, be a man, whatever that entails. We see these things and we get conditioned to call it out because we're not used to it. We get conditioned to call it out because it's not the right thing to do. Who said that? Who came up with that? I want to know who came up with that. Honestly speaking, because I feel like I want to have a conversation with that person. But it's neither here nor there. Excuse me. I started to see a lot of different things. I started to see that people were actively being themselves or comfortable in their own skin. And I was just like, wow, I don't have to survive anymore. I can actually live. It took time. Like when I say time, it took time for getting used to that. I moved to February 2020. I started living really in Frederick, like living, like actively being me like 2023. 2023. It took time to get rid of all of those things those walls that I built up, those things that are made to survive, those invisible rules that I played just to steer away from being different, steer away from standing out. Why is that? Why is it that we don't have to, but why is it that in this world we live in, there's sometimes a thing that we do to appeal to people? Why do we have to appeal to people? I don't think we were made put on this earth to perform. I think we were put on this earth to live. You know, you're alive. You're supposed to live. Like this is not. You don't have to perform. You're not here to please anyone. You're just here to be. And I think we get that so misconstrued with having a place within society. What place is there to be in society? Like, I really don't get that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm yapping right now, but I really don't get that. I really don't get it. You know, expression is okay. Expression is perfectly fine. And I learned that not the hard way, but I learned it. I don't want to say too late, but I learned it very, very far down the line. I learned that it was okay to be after the fact that during the time I was supposed to live, I wasn't living. I learned that after the fact that in my youth years, that was the time I'm meant to form something. I'm meant to, you know, form my hobbies, my personality, who I am inside truly. And I feel like I'm a late bloomer because I feel like I bloomed very, very late. And I'm not saying that, um, hold on. Okay, I don't know where I ended off. Somebody called me, but I'm gonna get to the point of the video. Expression is okay. Expression is perfectly fine. It's more than okay. I feel like it's necessary. I feel like expression is the thing that wakes us up. Expression is the thing that moves us, that keeps us breathing. You know, it's the language of the soul that is speaking within you. I feel like a lot of the times we try to silence it because we don't want to be seen as different. You know, we are different. All of us are different. Um, whether you like it or not, you're different. You know, expression is the evidence that you're living, that you're present, that you're alive, while you're feeling, you know, any emotion. You know, it doesn't always have to be perfect. It doesn't always have to be poetic, but it just has to be. You just have to be you. You just have to be like. I didn't understand that a while ago. Like it just has to be. I didn't even understand that when I started YouTube. I used to. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I'm not gonna lie. Not even kind of. If it's not set up, boom, 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 I'm not getting it done. I said this on Thursday to one of my friends, but whether it's anger, joy, confusion, happiness, just let it be. Don't stifle it. Just let it be. Just let it breathe. Let yourself breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to be. Speaking to the young men here, a lot of the times we're going to feel ostracized. We're going to feel left out for not catering to an audience. But that audience that you're trying to cater to isn't really for you. You know, I feel like instant gratification is a problem within our young men nowadays. That we have to continue to shift from place to place to place without setting up a firm foundation of who we truly are. And once you do that, I feel like you end up getting tossed every which way. You end up moving from place to place to place, and you don't know who you truly are yet. That's why I'm saying this, that expression is okay. Expression is how you find yourself. Expression is how you mold yourself. You know, it's okay to be left out. It's okay to sit down for a while. It's okay to find yourself. It's okay to take time for who you are. You know, who you are is all you have. Who you are is all you have. And I feel like once you learn that, you're gonna realize that all of these trends, all of these fleeting things will never amount to anything. But taking that time to build that audience who's for you, build not even an audience, just to build yourself up. And the people that cling to it will cling to it. And if nobody clings to it, at least you're building yourself. You know. That's all that matters. The thing about all of these trends is that they will pass. They will fade away. And the thing about the past, the difference between you and the past is that the past cannot say that it entered into today, but you can. You have that gift, so why not embrace it? Why not embrace it? This just goes to say that learning is okay, drawing is okay, running is okay, playing sports is okay, as long as it's you. It is okay. God bless you. Love you all. I brought it back. I ain't forget it. Love you all.